My very beloved mentor and benefactor, Kuriako sir, respected principals, and my very, very dear teachers. I deem it as an honor that I am invited to several schools of this group in order to address their teachers. It goes without saying that I am addressing you today because of the efforts of my mentor, Kuriako sir. I thank him from the bottom of my heart. The topic that we have selected today is teacher effectiveness. We will slowly enter into the topic. I know very well that we don't have much time, maybe maximum 55 minutes. That is what we have, because we are already late by 5-6 minutes. That is the maximum that we have. And within this short span of time, I will be trying to detailing what is the concept of teacher effectiveness. And as an anticipatory bail, let me tell you at the very beginning itself, the idea that I am presenting before you is not borrowed from any textbook. Nothing. It has nothing to do with any textbook. It is the result of my own finding and my own experience. With this, we begin. Naturally, when we are conducting a webinar, it becomes a monologue, not a dialogue. All the teachers or all the participants will be in the mute mode, and the only on mode person will be the speaker. So here also that is the situation, otherwise it will cause a number of disturbances. So, but I'll be asking you questions. That doesn't mean that I don't expect answers from you, but then I really expect answers from your side. You can type it there, or maybe you can give the answers in your mind itself. But then I want to tell you that I don't have the capacity for mind reading, but still I'll presume that you have said something. So we'll begin like this. Most teachers are good teachers. Do you agree or not? Most teachers are good teachers. Do you agree or not?
If it is good,
yeah, good.
If it is the word
agree.
Good, I am agreeing.
Okay, okay.
But if it is,
it's good.
If the word is effective, not agree.
Okay, let us wait for that. Let us wait for that. Most teachers are good teachers. At least one sir has agreed to that. I am sure that majority, even 99% will agree to that. But most teachers are good teachers, but they can do better. What do you say? Most teachers, of course, no doubt, they are good teachers, but they can do better, right? Agreed? Okay, fine. So that was my
can be effective
premise. Yeah, they can be better. Second premise. Most teachers know what to do. What do you say? Most teachers know what to do. You agree or disagree? Most teachers know what to do.
My side, I am disagree.
Agree. And that teacher has agreed to that. So most teachers know what to do, but the question is, why aren't they doing it? That is the question. Why aren't they doing it? So we have started with why aren't they doing it? So we have started with two premises. Number one, most teachers are good teachers, but they can do better. Number two, most teachers know what to do, but why aren't they doing it? So these were the two premises, and I gave you the answers to that also. And you also agree with that. Before entering into the topic, I would like to place before you the pedestal, the height at which teachers are standing in our country. At the height at which the teachers are placed in our country, the pedestal on which the teachers are placed in this beautiful country. In order to find out that, we must check which are the terms that we use in order to denote a teacher in this country. You can answer to that. Which are the terms that we use in this country, in our country, to denote a teacher, to address a teacher? Yeah, feel free.
In this 21st century,
Anytime. What is our tradition?
teacher,
Traditionally,
mentor,
teacher,
facilitator,
traditionally,
mentor.
mentor and all that. Okay, we will take it one by one. Okay. Suppose we start with the Gurukula system. Start from the Gurukula system. What was the term there? It was Guru. Right?
Guru.
It was Guru. And you know the meaning of that Guru? Guru means one who dispels darkness. Right? One who dispels, one who removes darkness. So darkness of knowledge and darkness of wisdom. So teachers, no doubt, teachers were known as gurus. And then, any other name? Mini George teacher, I will come to you. Nation builders, I'll come to you. It's good. Then, any other term? Any other familiar term? Any other familiar term? Not a new term, but old traditional term. Guru. Then, I'll say, you say Adhyapagan, right? Adhyapagan. What do you mean by that? Adhyapagan means one who knows the essence of Vedas. And Vedas, what is Vedas? The distilled essence of knowledge. The distilled essence of knowledge and wisdom, that is Vedas. So one who knows the essence of Vedas, that is Adhyapagan. And then comes master. Suppose you go to Palakkad or maybe Kozhikode and Kannur, those places, they address teachers as masters. Master means what? One who knows everything. One who knows everything. Master. So, teachers are addressed as gurus. Some teachers, or maybe many people address teachers as adhyapaks. Some people call teachers as masters. Then any other name? Any other name? Modern will come to modern terminology.
If you go to Irinjalakuda side, they will say Mashe.
Mash, same. Yeah, that's a variant of master. Mash is a variant of master. Definitely right. You're right, sir. Then, any other name? Any other name? Any other name? Now we say they are facilitators, right? They are mentors. They are groomers. They are nation builders. Do you know what Jawaharlal Nehru called teachers? He called teachers social engineers. Social engineers. That means one who constructs society. Jawaharlal Nehru was calling teachers as social engineers because he had in mind teachers who will construct, who will build society. When you analyze these terms, it becomes very, very evident, the pedestal on which the teachers are placed in this beautiful country. Am I right or wrong? And you must also remember that this is the only country in the whole world, where teachers are equated with gods. Mada, Pida, Guru, Devam. Only country, only culture in the whole world, where teachers are equated with gods. So considering all these aspects, all these terms, or analyzing all these terms, it becomes very evident that the Indian society has placed teachers on a very, very high pedestal. Very, very high pedestal. That is why Dr. Radhakrishnan said, no society can rise above the level of its teachers. The level of the society is decided by the level of the teacher. The standard of the society is decided by the standard of the teacher. That is why Nehru called us social engineers. So it goes without saying that we are on a very, very high pedestal, but then we have to do more. We have to do more. I will bring to your mind a concept that many people have devised in the West. It is called T for Trivandrum, Q for quality, again T for Trivandrum. TQT. TQT. T for Trivandrum, Q for quality, again T for Trivandrum. TQT. They say that teachers must be TQTs. And what is TQT? Total Quality Teacher. TQT means Total Quality Teacher. When we are in the 21st century and when we are going through the knowledge era, what the society demands, what the century demands is nothing but total quality teachers. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else will work because we are living in a knowledge society. We are living in the information age. So all the teachers must be total quality teachers. Naturally, you will ask me, what do I mean by total quality teacher? I mean like this. Total quality teacher means a teacher with character. Nobility of character. A teacher with character. And what do you mean by teacher with character? A teacher has to think about his words as well as deeds twice. A teacher has to think twice before he or she says something. He or she has to think twice before he does something. Because his character has been constantly evaluated by, regularly assessed by the people around him. For example, suppose there is a fight between a person working in a bank and then a teacher. So it is a bank employee versus a teacher. That's a fight, a verbal fight between a bank employee and a teacher. Imagine that the bank employee is using some filthy, dirty words. In response to that, the teacher is also using some dirty words. Person who is overhearing this, what will be his assessment? What will be his rating? He will not say, though that person is a bank employee, he has used this word. He will not say like that. But he will say, oh, he or she has forgotten the fact that she is a teacher. That means a teacher has to use polished language. His words, his deeds, that is actions, must be noble. That is what I mean by character. So, total quality teacher means, number one, a teacher of quality. Second one, integrity. Total quality teacher. The second component is integrity. Integrity is nothing but sincerity. The greatest sincerity of a teacher must be to the students, to the nation. The greatest sincerity. I know very well, because I have worked in the college setup, I have worked in the school setup, especially in unaided schools. The salary that the teachers are getting in unaided schools, I have clear idea about that. I don't want to mention that. But then I am thankful to all the teachers of the unaided schools for not saying we are getting only this much, so there is only this much sincerity and integrity. They have never said like this. That is not it may be a problem, it may be a financial problem for them. But then they won't take it personally. They won't take it personally. It may be a financial problem. But despite what they are getting, they have responsibility to the people around them, to the children sitting in front of them. That is sincerity or integrity. Next component is good values. Good values. The teacher must be upholding good values. Only when the teacher upholds good values, the student will be able to borrow the values from the teacher. Otherwise, not. I'm sure you have heard about the greatest thinker, Diogenes. Diogenes. He was a thinker, he was a philosopher. Once he was walking through the streets of his country. He saw a group of people beating a student, a boy. They were beating a boy. He asked them, why are they beating the boy? They said, he used dirty language. Dirty language. And Diogenes said, for that, his father must be beaten and not the child. And there is a correction too. For that, his teacher must be beaten. The teacher must be beaten. The teacher has to teach the student the importance of decent language. The teacher must teach the student that during his lifetime, he or she must not use dirty language. Because the teacher has to develop in the student a value system which the student will cherish throughout his life, if possible. So, good values. And next one, positive attitude. You know, you have heard a lot about positive attitude. So I don't want to elaborate upon that. I'll give you a very simple example for that. What are you doing? Suppose you come across this question. What are you doing? You will say, naturally, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher teaching English. Okay. Maybe your another answer will be, I'm employed. I'm employed. I'm a salaried person. Okay, fine. You work and you get your salary, a salaried person. But suppose you borrow the idea developed by Jawaharlal Nehru and saying that I am a social engineer. That shows your attitude towards people. When you say that, when you look at yourself, when you look at your profession as social engineering, teaching for me is nothing but social engineering. It is nothing but personal grooming. It is nothing but building society. It's nothing but lifting children. It is nothing but extending hands. When you come to this kind of realizations, I will say that you have the right positive attitude. So I was talking to you about total quality teacher. I was simply building up a platform and then to enter into the topic. I've told you about TQT. TQT means total quality teacher. The components of TQT are character, integrity, good values, and positive attitude. I have given you that. I have given you explanation for that. Okay. Now we will straight away enter into the topic. What is teacher effectiveness? Why I have taken a roundabout route? Because when I am talking about teacher effectiveness, you must have an idea about how I look at teachers and teaching. How we should look at teachers and teaching. That is why I have given you the introduction and then we are entering into the topic. I am sure that you all have studied in schools, in various schools, maybe in aided schools or unaided schools, maybe in government schools, whatever it is, that doesn't matter at all. And as teachers, later when you became teachers, you have attended meetings in which some teachers were retiring, retirement meetings. And whenever there is a retirement meeting, naturally, there will be a speech from the side of the principal. It is assured that there will be a speech by the principal about the teacher. And the principal will say, so-and-so, that teacher, Mrs. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, has been working in this school for the past 20 years, 25 years. And he has been very successful in all that he has done in the school and outside. And he will say like that. But the question that I want to ask you is this. Which is more important? Being successful or being effective, which is more important? Being successful or being effective? You will ask me, sir, is there any difference between these two? I'll tell you what it is, and then the concept becomes very clear. So we are telling that the teacher has been, yes, very good, another teacher has written effective. Then I am telling you that you can be a very successful teacher, but then you may not be an effective teacher. Right? But you can be a very effective teacher and you can be a very successful teacher. We will come to the conclusion at the end. Before that, I'll tell you my idea and then we'll finalize. Then we'll come to the final point. So what is the difference between a successful teacher and an effective teacher? And then the whole concept will become clear. Number one, a successful teacher prepares the students for the next examination. Only examination, pass percentage, result, distinction, first class, nothing else. I'm not saying that a teacher should not do that. No. They must. Point number one, a successful teacher prepares the students for the next examination. Whereas an effective teacher prepares the students for the next examination as well as for life. LIFE. An effective teacher is not an exam-oriented teacher alone, but an effective teacher is a life-oriented teacher. A life-oriented teacher. I'm sure that you all have read, all the teachers. If you haven't read, you must read this book. You Can Win by Shiv Khera. You Can Win by Shiv Khera. Most of the teachers, I'm sure, might have read that. Suppose you want to read in Malayalam, it's available in Malayalam also, in DC books. It's a very wonderful book. You will get a lot of ideas. Shiv Khera, You Can Win. In that book, Shiv Khera has come out with a conclusion like this. We have walking encyclopedias, but living failures. Walking encyclopedias, but living failures. A person may be having lot of knowledge. A very intelligent guy, very smart guy, very intelligent, very brainy. But then his life is a flop. Which is more important? I am sure life is more important. So, an effective teacher prepares his students or her students for examination as well as for life. I remember this incident that happened long time back when my children were students. They studied in a school in Changanasheri. All my three children, they studied in the same school. And I was the president of the Parent-Teacher Association there for about some 8-9 years, continuously. And when my eldest daughter was in standard 10, I think it is in, 10. It happened long time back. I think it is in 10. No, it is in 12. The school decided to take them for a tour. So in all the schools, there are tours. They decided to take them for a tour. and that was to Goa. Goa. The principal made all arrangements. He even hired a full coach, a reserved full coach for the students. All arrangements were done. But 1 or 2 days before the tour, the lady teachers, they informed the principal that they will not accompany these children. It will be difficult for them. The principal asked, what is the reason? Oh, it is unbearable children. We can bear it. It's a disorderly group. They won't listen to us. Above all, we are going to take them to Goa. So we can't manage them. We won't be able to manage them. So it became an issue. Naturally, my daughter told me that, and then she told me, Appa, we have made all arrangements. We were dreaming about going to Goa and all that, so you are the PTA president. He must talk to principal. I said, no, nothing I won't do. It is a decision of the principal, and principal has to, he will decide what they have to do. He was a priest. He called a meeting of the lady teachers. And he told the lady teacher like this, this is a meeting, and for the first 10 minutes, I won't be there. Only after 10 minutes, I'll be appearing. The principal said like this. So they can discuss, they can decide. And then they can be ready with an answer when the principal comes. So the meeting started, principal was not there. And then, teachers were discussing with one another in the group. At the end, they said, okay, when the father came, they told the father, yes, we are ready. But there is one thing. We will convene a meeting of all the girl students, and then we'll talk to them, and then we'll go. Father agreed. Naturally, it has to be done. This teacher called a meeting of all the girl students, gave them clear instructions, and told them like this. A boy will take that much freedom with a girl which the girl permits. I hope you got it. A boy will take only that much freedom with a girl which the girl permits. If the girl is permitting, continuously permitting, the boy will take more freedom. Maybe at the first instance, the girl is telling no. That is the end of it. This is a lesson that all girls must maintain in their life and throughout their life. Lessons of life. It's a lesson for their life. An effective teacher, I told you that, an effective teacher is concerned about examination. I'm not saying that examinations are not important, it is important. So an effective teacher is concerned about examination or prepares his students, her student for the examination as well as for life. So an effective teacher is a life-oriented teacher. A life-oriented teacher. I was in the college education segment for about 33 years. 33 years. 29 years as a teacher, as a professor, and 4 years as a principal, and then I retired. But then after that, I joined Good Shepherd as the manager. There also I was in the education segment. I can tell you very proudly, that I have started a meeting single minute late. I have gone to a class single minute late in the 33 years. The class starts at 10. I will be there at 9:59. No doubt. If I am not, I told them at the very beginning itself, if I am not in the class before time, that means I am on leave. In colleges, nobody will inform the students. That means I am on leave. Don't wander here and there searching for Ruble Dash. No, he is on leave. And students have told me that this has helped them a lot in their later life. I'm not eulogizing. I'm not talking about myself. But the lesson that students have learned from me, and this is a lesson that I have learned from my teachers. the great professors of SB College, who were never late in the class, always punctual. And we are teaching our children, knowingly or unknowingly, the lessons of life. So, the difference between a successful teacher and an effective teacher. First one, a successful teacher prepares for the next examination, whereas an effective teacher prepares for examination as well as for life. That is the first difference. Second one, a successful teacher finishes portion in time, completes syllabus in time. In schools, principals will give you strict orders that up to chapter 6 must be over within such and such date. Okay, whatever it is. He or she finishes portion, completes portion in time. And there is a joke about college teachers. College teachers are not finishing portion, but they are covering portion. They are covering portion. What is the difference between finishing portion and covering portion? Maybe there are a lot of chapters, and the professor will say one day, chapter 18, it's not important. No questions have come from that chapter so far. So, okay, no need to study that. Okay, chapter 19. That is what we call covering portion. But in the school, you need to finish the portion. But then, what about an effective teacher? An effective teacher finishes portion in time and generates interest in the topic. He or she is not only finishing portion, but he or she is generating interest in the topic. The students will unknowingly decide to learn more, to study more, generating interest in the topic. There is something called customer delight in marketing. When you study management science, you have heard a lot about customer delight. For example, suppose you get good offers. Something is costing 500 rupees and you are getting it for 200 rupees. Oh, you are very happy and thrilled. We call it customer delight. Okay, that's it. And I have designed a word called knowledge delight. Knowledge delight. And what is knowledge delight? I'll clarify that using an example. When I was in SB College teaching in the postgraduate department of English, I can very happily tell you that we normally get the cream of students in our postgraduate class. Very bright students. So they demand more from the teachers. Very bright students there. Even now it's like that. Very bright. And so I was teaching them an English, an American play. But somehow or other, I don't know how it happened like this, somehow or other, I talked to them about definite article and indefinite article. I don't know how it came. No need to teach the postgraduate students a definite article, indefinite article, which is taught maybe in lower classes, not even in higher classes. Somehow or other it came. So I simply asked them, do you know the definite article, indefinite article, what is that? They said, yes, we know. So I asked them, okay, which is the definite article? One bold girl told me, definite article. No, I said, yes. Definite article, I think it is the. So I asked her, are you sure? Are you sure? No. I think it is a and an. Oh my God. Is a and an definite article? And she told me, sir, it's always confusing. It's always confusing. She knows it, but then at that point of time, she was not able to tell me correctly what it was. The difference between definite article and indefinite article. So I create a situation like this. Okay. Imagine like this. You are studying very seriously for the examination. Very, very seriously for the examination. And tomorrow is the university exam. Your younger sister comes to you asking whether you have taken her pen or not. Right? Your youngest sister has come to you asking whether you have taken her pen or not. Pen or pencil, whatever it is. You have absolutely no idea about the pen. Absolutely no idea. You don't know where it is. You don't know even whether she has a pen or pencil, whatever it is. But then she is irritating you. What will be your answer? You have no idea about it. You are not sure about it. What will be your answer? Naturally, you will say what? What? I don't know. Is it like that? No. You are seriously studying, so you will say what? Ah. You don't know, so you will say what? Ah. Huh? Ah is A in English. You remember one more. When you are not sure, when you are not definite, you will say ah, that is A. Remember one more, and that is indefinite article. Suppose you know where the pen is. You know where it is. You will say what? They. That is the. Huh? The in English, definite article. When you are sure, it is the. Okay? It is sure. And then, when I taught them like this, they all nodded like this. Yeah. This is what we call knowledge delight. This is not knowledge delight. It's a delight for them. So they are enjoying English grammar. They are relishing English grammar. So an effective teacher, a successful teacher finishes portion in time, no doubt. But an effective teacher will generate interest in the topic. I think all teachers must read this book also. This is a book by, Your Child Can Be a Genius. Aruna Raghavan. The title of the book is Your Child Can Be a Genius. Your Child Can Be a Genius by Aruna Raghavan. It's a beautiful book meant for teachers. In that book, Aruna Raghavan has said like this: you must not teach your children your subject. You must not teach your children your subject. Instead, teach them your love for the subject. So, as an English teacher, I must not teach my children English, but I must teach my children my love for English. Then it becomes relishing. Then it becomes tasty. Then it becomes luscious. An effective teacher generates interest in the topic. That is the second difference. Third one, to a successful teacher, those in front are only students. They are only students. For an effective teacher, they are students, and more than that, they are genuine human beings. They are human beings in life and blood. To a successful teacher, they are only students. We always address them, dear students, dear students, dear students. For an effective teacher, they are students, no doubt. But more than that, they are living human beings. Living human beings. And what is that? It happened in a class like this. The teacher asked a question. When a question is asked in a school, in good schools like your schools, whenever a question is asked, students will raise their hands like this. Am I right? Am I right? Yes or no? Yes. They'll raise their hands like this. Ma'am, like this. They'll be clamoring like this. Ma'am. So, same thing happened in this class also. The teacher went to all those students, collected the answers, but she missed one student. One student. That girl really felt sad. She asked the teacher at the end of the class, "Ma'am, I too raised my hand. You went to all other students, but you didn't come to me." The teacher said, I didn't see your hand. I didn't see your hand. That was only a passing comment made by the teacher. Immediately, the student became very sad. He said, "Oh, ma'am, you are also saying like that? You are also saying like that? All around, all in the family are saying like that. My classmates are saying like that. You are also saying like that. What is the issue? I am not fair. I don't have color. That is why you are telling that I didn't see your hand." See, the teacher never imagined that. But see the predicament of the child. See the child? The child is coming and sitting in that kind of a situation, in that predicament. But then unknowingly, the teacher is saying like this. I'll bring to your mind another incident. The teacher gave an assignment and told the students, gave time also for doing that. During break time, immediately after that period, it was break time, the books must be submitted in the department. So when the break time came and all students were running, and then they were rushing to the department. And the teacher was slowly walking. And there was a boy suffering from polio. So you know how a polio guy walks. And he was walking slowly. And he reached near the teacher. Teacher was also walking slowly. "Oh, you are going to the department?" The boy said, "Yes." "Oh my God, you may take one more period to reach there." The teacher made simply a comment. But see the situation. You are talking to a genuine, real human being. So, those in front of you, those sitting in front of you are students, no doubt. But they are genuine human beings in life and blood. Never forget that. Never forget that. When I was teaching in SB college, it happened like this. I was teaching a drama to the postgraduate students. And I was telling some important points, very, very important points. And I like to teach drama very much because I love drama, I love acting. So I was acting and I was teaching. But then I saw one girl, she was not listening at all. Instead, what she was doing was that she took a paper, a foolscap size paper from her file. And then she took the paper down, that is below the table. And she was doing something. From the hand movements, it was very clear that she was doing something there. I could see, because of my height, I could see what was happening there. After some time, she did something and then she pulled the papers this side, that side, and then a flower came out. Just like, magician Mudugat's magic. I saw it, but I ignored it. Again, I was continuing. The girl took another piece of paper and did the same thing. Flower is coming out. I became very angry, really angry. And I was about to shout, send her out of the class, but then it was PD class. Thank God, at that point of time, the bell rang. Interval bell. So she was saved. I told her, you come and meet me in the department. She came to my department. I took her to the head's room and then scolded her like anything. And she was standing there with a very glassy face. A very, very glassy face. She didn't say anything. When everything was over, I told her, okay, you go back. She asked me, sir, can I ask you something, tell you something? I said, yes. Sir, you scolded me like anything. You could have asked me why I behaved like this in the class today. You didn't ask me that. I have never behaved like this before. I've never created any issue in the class before. You could ask me that. You are a counselor too. My God. I felt very bad. And then what she told me was her family situation and family problems, issues, so on and so forth. So I'm not saying that you must look into the family issues and family problems, but looking at the face of children and their mannerism and what they do, how they behave, how they respond, the teacher must be able to read between the lines. The teacher must have a third eye, not two eyes, but another eye for that, another eye for the student, third eye. So the point is that to a successful teacher, those in front are only students, but an effective teacher, they are students as well as genuine human beings. Last one. It is time. Okay. Last one. To a successful teacher, a successful teacher uses positional power, whereas an effective teacher uses personal power. A successful teacher uses positional power, an effective teacher uses personal power. I'm sure personal power is more binding than positional power. I've heard many teachers saying in the class, ask the class teacher, I'm telling you, ask the class teacher is telling you, ask the class teacher, I'm telling you, ask the class teacher, I'm telling you, ask the principal, I'm telling you, ask the principal, I'm telling you. Hearing that, the students will say, I think he has some doubts about whether he is the principal or the class teacher. Why is he saying every time, I'm the class teacher, I'm the class teacher? We know that you are the class teacher, but why should you repeat like this? I'm the class teacher, ask the class teacher. Okay, and you know very well, they know very well that you are not going to their class teacher throughout their life. No, maybe only 1 year, not more than that. It happened in my BCom class in SB College. I have told my students very clearly that no proxy shall be done in the class. You have studied in colleges, you know what proxy is. That is saying someone else's number for attendance. That is proxy. I have told my students very categorically, don't do that. You please tell me, if you want your number, you tell me, you want to go somewhere, I'll give you attendance. Don't worry about that. That is the freedom that I have given in my class. But then proxy took place in my class. I felt very bad. I am shortening. I felt very bad. I never expected that because I told them that you come and tell me, I'll give you attendance. But then proxy has been done. I felt very bad. I closed my book and told my students, unless and until you must tell me, you tell me that who has done it, I won't be teaching you. I won't be teaching you. I'm binding him. It's in college, you know. But still I told like that. In school it will work, but I don't know in colleges it will work or not. They'll be happy. If you don't teach them, they'll be happy. I think so. So there was no response. I said, one second. If you are not saying that, if you are not revealing who has done it, this is the last class. Nothing happened. Maybe at the third minute, one boy stood up and told me, sir, I have done it. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. I approached him and told him, well done, very good, sit down. And that boy was shocked. He was really shocked. I told him, in your position, I would not have done it. Sit down, sit down. With great pressure, he sat down. I continued the class. When the class was over, I was going back to my department and the student came running after me and told me, sir, you scold me, sir. You scold me. Sir, please say something, sir. You scold me. I said, no. You've done a great thing. You're a very honest, sincere boy. Congratulations. What is the power that I have used? I have used personal power. Maybe there are occasions when you have to use your positional power too. But when you are using only your positional power and rarely your personal power, you are not an effective teacher. But I would say that if you want to remain as an effective teacher, he must be using less positional power and more personal power. I am winding up. So the difference I have told you what is, then I'll conclude like this. All successful teachers are not effective teachers, but all effective teachers are successful teachers. All successful teachers are not effective teachers, but all effective teachers are successful teachers. I have told you the points like this. A successful teacher prepares for the next examination, whereas an effective teacher prepares for life. A successful teacher finishes portion in time, whereas an effective teacher generates interest in the topic. A successful teacher, those in front are only students, but for an effective teacher, they are genuine human beings. A successful teacher uses positional power, whereas an effective teacher uses personal power. All successful teachers are not effective teachers, but all effective teachers are successful teachers. What the country needs today in this situation, where the whole outlook on education has been changed. Education is going through a new track. Even we don't know how it goes. It's only online track. And then when our children come back to school, what will be their attitude? What will be their thinking? How will they respond in the class? How will they sit in the class? Absolutely no idea. We are totally in the dark. And we need to prepare ourselves in order to face our children. And for that, I'm sure we need to have more and more effective teachers. Programs like this, I hope so, will put this spark in the minds of teachers so that they will strive to become effective teachers. Thank you. Jai Hind.
And a few things I would like to observe. That's all. One is, I used to go to CFL, now it is FLO campus, when I was principal in Bokhara Steel. So once I got a chance to attend a 25 days program on andragogy. And the Vice Chancellor then was Dr. Verma. Probably you also know Dr. Jacob Tharu and others there. And they were all attending the session and taking down notes, asking questions, just like any other participant. They were not participants. There I learned a lesson. I used to go and attend sessions before, without a diary or a pen, as if, I knew everything. That was my attitude then. So I learned a big lesson there. And so I have decided to continue with that throughout my life. This I'm talking about this somewhere in the 90s. So thank you very much. A few things I would like to discuss here is that TQT is, I think, like our TQM, Total Quality Management. I worked in Bokhara Steel, so I was a member of the QCFI, Quality Circle Forum of India, and used to go to the plant and give, talks once in a while. So we had Quality Circle in schools also there. In UK and all, they have successfully implemented, TQM through Quality Circle because they had bullying and other sorts of, problem in discipline in the school. So this was one of the reasons why we started, and we have such wonderful programs in North, but unfortunately we don't have it in Kerala. So the values which Ruble sir mentioned are caught, not taught, and they are not bought also. I think that is exactly what he meant. We are actually trying to, see the values in our teachers. Even when I talk about what I do these days, I'm 100% sure I have got all this from my father. He was also a retired headmaster, and then for my teachers in same school, high school, Kottayam. So, an effective teacher will always try to inculcate values in their kids, in their children. And all other points he mentioned help us to really introspect. Are we really effective or are we successful? So I think the message is very loud and clear here for all of us to become effective teachers, because as he said, all successful teachers are not effective, but all effective teachers are successful. Thank you very much, Ruble sir. A wonderful session. I hope all of you have enjoyed and got engaged.
Thank you.